Hello, welcome to the Omnivorous Bookworm. My name is Lauren, and today I wanted to talk about some tips I have for finding cheaper books. So, some of these tips you'll probably know, and some of them might be a nice reminder, and some of them might be something new. So, obviously, when it comes to finding good deals on books or cheaper books, it's really going to depend a lot on where you live and what you have access to. So, I am talking from my experience. I do not live in the US, but I'm from the US. I live in Mexico and I'm visually impaired, so I tend to enjoy reading ebooks and audiobooks the best. I don't read as many physical books, but a lot of these will apply to different situations. If you have additional tips that I haven't thought of, you can list those down below so that other people can find those as well, because we all have our own frame of reference and things that we do might not work for other people and vice versa. So this list is by no means exhaustive, but they're just some things that I have found helpful because I like to read a lot and I have a limited budget. Like, we live on the peso, we live in Mexico, but I read in Spanish, but I tend to, I like to read in English. So, because I do it for fun and it's my first language, so it's a lot easier for me. But these are like when I'm speaking Spanish all day long, it's like I don't want to, like, I like to just turn my mind off and read sometimes. So that's why I like it too. So first, I'm just going to go with the obvious. So if you have a library, obviously that's your cheapest option. Also, libraries a lot of times will have book sales certain times of the year, so those are great options to check out as well. Obviously, if you have used bookstores, if you read a lot, then Kindle Unlimited can be a really good option. I have gotten quite a good use out of my Kindle Unlimited subscription. If you uh, don't live in the area of a library, you can purchase a library subscription. I have not done that yet, uh, but I'm thinking about it. So I think it's like Brooklyn's library lets you buy like your library card basically, and I don't know if it's $50 a year or something like that, and you can use it. Let me know if there's any other library systems that are good to do that with, because I have not done it. I haven't needed to yet. And also just, use bookstores, NetGalley, which I have not used. Any of those are kind of obvious. Like, I feel like most of us know about those. Although I think with the library systems, it would be interesting to know as far as like if you know of any library systems that let you purchase your library card for the year, like a subscription basically, even though you don't live there. If there's certain ones that do that, and how good they are would be helpful. The second one, I feel like I have, how many do I have? I have like 6 altogether. So my second tip, if you for example, like, there's a series that you've heard about that you are interested in reading, and the new book comes out in the series, let's say they're in book 3. If you go back to books 1 and 2, almost always those books are going to be way cheaper as far as ebooks go. So for example, the new book coming out, maybe book 4, is like $10, but you don't know if you like that series yet. You may not want to buy all the books in the series. You can buy like the first or second books for, like, let's say $3 or $4. It depends on I'm talking in US dollars. So it just depends on the publisher and how they do that, but they will oftentimes do that. And so I will usually take advantage of that. So, and then if you decide that you want to go on in the series, maybe by the time you want to go on, they're coming out with the next book, which, so you can like sort of be behind, if that's okay with you. Or if you do want to buy like the end of the series books at full price, at least you've saved money on the like beginning of the series. So I find that to be, and just keep an eye out. So if you hear like, oh, they're coming out with number 5 in this series and it's a series you're interested in, go and check at the earlier books and see if they're on sale. Number 3 I have is YouTube. So YouTube has a lot of audiobooks available on YouTube. I think sometimes, especially like the older ones are out of copyright, there are some books posted on YouTube that I guess could be kind of a gray area if people think it's like they shouldn't actually be posting them. Like it's like technically not from the author. Uh, but at the same time, YouTube is a platform that if somebody wants to contest that content, then YouTube will take it down. So I don't know. I think that has to do with your own ideas. I usually use YouTube more for like classics and older books, um, and things that are out of copyright, like LibriVox. Those types of things are a really great source for YouTube. Any type of classic, YouTube is, and you want to listen as an audiobook, at least partially, YouTube can be a really good resource. Um, the fourth one is more about how you think about buying your books. So I used to, when I would finish my books, if I had some books to read, I would buy those. But then I would also, when I was shopping for books, I would shop based on the book, right? Like, oh, let me just look at all the books and I'll find the ones that I like and I don't care about the price. So now I do it a little bit different. So I, like, every so often I will buy like kind of a chunk of books, which I feel like a lot of people do this, so this might not be that revolutionary. Maybe it was just to me. And I will buy it based on like, okay, I'll look at daily deals, or I'll just see stuff that is on sale, and then I will, buy those books. So the bulk of my books are coming from like these cheaper, whatever is on sale or what have you. And obviously, if there is a book that I want to read that might be full price, then, I can pay that. But I'm saving that for those books instead of just whatever I come across and not looking at the price. So I'll just be like, okay, what are the books that I see that are $2.99 or less, or what are my Kindle Unlimited book options? And then when I'm finished with my book, and then I have all these books that I've already purchased that are cheaper. Obviously, you want to balance, because it can be kind of tempting to just be like, oh, it's $1.99. I will buy this and buy this and buy this. And then you end up with all these cheap books that you don't actually want to read. So sometimes it can take a little while to kind of figure out that, oh, okay, guess it's a deal. Yes, it might be free. I don't have to buy it. So that's sort of how I am doing it now. And so I have this whole chunk of books to choose from. And then if I do want to choose a book that's full price, I do that very consciously. So it's like, oh, I really want to read that book. It hasn't been on sale. I don't think it will be on sale. I don't have access personally to a library. So I'm going to purchase that ebook, even though it's a little bit higher, but I really want that. And so for me, that's helpful. So just sort of that thinking about it, because when you want to read something, it can just be easy to just grab something that looks interesting regardless of the price. But if you already have all these sort of books bulked up that are cheaper, you can, especially if you like to read a lot, I find that helpful. My number 5, I already mentioned this, is daily deals. So I check these out on Amazon. I know not everybody likes Amazon, but for me, it's really my only option because I can't see well and I live out of the US, so I need to have books that I can make the print large. And yeah, so I always check out the daily deals, and just every once in a while, not every day, obviously, but just if I see something. And then a lot of times you'll see books that maybe you enjoy, and it's on promotion just for that day. You purchase it, and then you can read it whenever you have time. My number 6 tip is to join your favorite authors' newsletters or follow them on social media. So if there's a particular genre that you like, or a particular author that you found that you read over and over again, find them on social media, follow them. If they have a newsletter, join it, and they will oftentimes tell you if they're going to do giveaways, if they're going to have a book on sale, if they're going to be offering a book for free for a short period of time. And that's just a good way to kind of have that. And my last tip, which is not really a tip, but it's like my personal goal, is to find classics that you like. Because classics, if it's out of copyright, you can always find it for free somewhere. And classics don't have to be these stodgy books that are literary tomes. Like, those can be good too. But classics can be classic, mysteries, classic, like, those like really old, like some old romances, like really, really old, like back from the Victorian era. And those can be so much fun to read too. Like, I really enjoy finding, like, I found Anthony Trollope, and I had never really read him before, and I just love him. So sometimes, just because an author's old doesn't mean that you've heard about them or that all about them, but, just approach it like you would, think about what you like to read by modern authors, and then find some classic authors that you enjoy as well. And that will help you to save a lot of money if you like classics. Now, obviously, you want to buy the fancy books, like, that will cost money, but that's up to you. And also, I find that reading classics through audiobook has really helped me to enhance my enjoyment of them when my brain is just, when I want to kind of relax. Picking up an audiobook is really helpful. So those are my tips. Again, let me know if you have any additional tips that maybe I haven't thought about or I've never used before. I would be interested to know. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.